Good evening, everyone. Today I want to talk about the truth about pledging. So many of you may know and may have friends at other universities, and they may be a part of a fraternity. Now, fraternities have gotten a bad rep, and it's mainly because of the pledging process that's involved with it. But before we get into that, fraternities can create the bonds of a lifetime. And more so than that, at the end of the line, there may be many feats of success. When it comes to pledging, there are certain goals that fraternities and the brothers already in the fraternity want to accomplish. So anything from accountability all the way to just making sure you can trust your fellow brother. So many pledging processes have their own very extreme forms of as many may call it hazing, others may just call it pledging. And I'm going to show you a quick video right now.
That there are no tests or essays or required reading or any of that nonsense?
That's what I'm saying.
Wow, ever? That's amazing.
That's pretty cool. Oh, no.
Ask me about my wiener. Ask me about my wiener.
Traitor?
Oh, hey, B and Monica.
Hey.
Why are you wearing this?
Every single brother in my fraternity has worn this suit. President James Garfield wore this suit like a gentleman.
Oh, yeah, look what happened to him. He got assassinated by Charles Guiteau. Don't ask me how I know that.
Do me a favor, ask me about my wiener really quickly.
Traitor? No.
Guys, my brothers could be watching me right now. Just ask me about my wiener, please.
Why are you doing this?
What do you mean?
Come on, you're humiliating yourself, buddy.
You know what, B? Don't mess with me. These are the happiest times of my life, all right?
Traitor.
I'm so happy. I'm the happiest. I'm happy. Hey, ask me about my wiener.
So as we just saw there, it's just one form of hazing and pledging ritual that may go on in other universities. However, some fraternities take this to the extreme, and this is where the problems start coming in. Excuse me for a sec, sorry.
For over a decade, doctors have been prescribing Nexium to patients just like you. For many, prescription Nexium helps heal acid-related erosions in the lining of the esophagus. There is risk of bone fracture and low magnesium levels. Side effects may include headache,
sorry about that.
diarrhea. If you have persistent diarrhea, contact your doctor right away. Other serious stomach conditions may exist. Avoid it and take clopidogrel. Nexium 40 mg is only available by prescription. Talk to your doctor. For free home delivery, enroll in Nexium Direct today.
As we mentioned, a big university is in crisis mode tonight after a teenage student found unconscious in a frat house has died, and there are a lot of questions about the events leading up to his death. And what's happening right now at West Virginia University in Morgantown is just the latest tragic incident involving fraternities at colleges all across our country. We have our report tonight from NBC's Rahema Ellis.
West Virginia University is a campus in mourning.
Noah meant so much to so many people, it's hard to know where to even begin.
18-year-old Nolan Birch, a freshman, died today after he was found late Wednesday night, unconscious on the floor of the Kappa Sigma fraternity house.
That certainly breaks all of our hearts because that's not what students go off to college. I mean, That's not what's supposed to happen.
According to the student newspaper, a Big Brother ceremony was scheduled that night for fraternity pledges. Birch's final tweet that afternoon: "It's about to be a very eventful night, to say the least." Last week, another fraternity on campus, Sigma Chi, was suspended after 19 pledges were cited for underage drinking. Yesterday, the university suspended all fraternities and sororities.
I think it starts with us, and we have to take initiative and change the culture for this whole school.
Nationwide, Greek organizations have come under close scrutiny following recent deaths of pledges. In September, a 19-year-old pledge died during a fraternity run at Clemson University in South Carolina. This past summer, a 19-year-old pledge at California State University Northridge died on a fraternity trip. And last December, a 19-year-old pledge from Baruch College in New York died from head trauma at a fraternity retreat. Professor Elizabeth Allen is studying what colleges are doing to prevent dangerous behavior.
This is about changing the campus culture and helping students rise to, the occasion when there are group situations and peer pressure, and people end up doing things they wouldn't ordinarily do.
Just 2 days before Nolan Birch was rushed to the hospital, the fraternity's charter had been revoked by its national organization due to an unrelated incident. Tonight, police are investigating what happened and whether anyone should be held accountable.
Our Chief Education Correspondent, Rahima Ellis. Rahima, thank you as always.
So as we saw there, it's a sad truth that not many people want to hear, but pledges across the country are dying at some of the top universities. As we just saw here, a pledge from West Virginia passed away. Many other fraternities have experienced the same mourning. So why must it change? Well, some of us have friends that go to other universities, like I mentioned before. We may have some of our best friends, like I do, being at fraternities across the country. Another life cannot be lost by fraternity and by pledging, because older brothers want to see who can drink the most. And now the excuses for this are, well, how else am I going to see if he's willing to do anything for the fraternity? And I say that's wrong. That's not the only way. This pledging process is not necessary. Only harm can be done through this pledging process. As we see here, the Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity has already dropped their fraternity pledging process, which is a huge, huge deal. This fraternity, amongst others, have some very intense pledging processes that have resulted in multiple deaths over the years. In fact, this very fraternity is known as the deadliest fraternity in the United States. Why is it important to us? Well, we're talking about 18-year-old kids. I don't know about all of you, but I myself am a recent high school graduate. So this could have very easily been me going to another university, or you. This could have been any single one of us who saw the benefits of joining a fraternity and said, I'll do anything to become a member of this fraternity at this prestigious institution. But why risk dying? Why? So that maybe at the end of the light, you can be a Fortune 500 member? Yeah, that's true. There's many fraternity members that are extremely successful. But you know what? At the end of the day, it wasn't the pledging process that made them the men that they are. It was the other aspects of fraternity life that did this. And it's definitely time to change this. us here at West Point, we have our PME briefs, right? You know, we all sit through those during comms hour. We don't want to be there, but in truth, it definitely is something that can be implemented in fraternity aspect, where brothers, or pledges, excuse me, can learn about the traditions that are embedded in the fraternity. Those are the aspects that make the fraternity men, the successful ones, really, really successful ones, the men that they are today. Not the pledging process. The pledging process has to be dropped. And if not dropped, then changed so that the real great aspects of fraternities can be embedded into fraternity, into these pledges, excuse me. So I hope everybody enjoyed listening a little bit about the problem with the pledging process right now, and I hope that you guys may help me and help others make a change. Thank you very much.